Hey guys, welcome back to our Python tutorial for beginners. In today's video, we'll be exploring the world of variables and data types in Python. Understanding these concepts is essential as you begin your journey as a Python programmer. So let's dive right in. Okay, so let's start by answering the question, what are variables? Okay, so in Python, variables are like containers that hold values. They allow you to store and manipulate data, making your programs more dynamic. You can think of variables as labeled boxes that store information for later use. So here's an example of a variable. So let's say my name is, my name is Veer. And my age is 12. Okay, so here the variable is name and age. And we're telling in the code, we are saying that this name equals Veer and age equals 12. Okay, so let's move on to the next essential topic you must know in your Python journey, string concatenation. So, one common operation you'll frequently encounter is string concatenation. String concatenation is the process of combining multiple strings to a single string. In Python, you can use the plus sign to concatenate strings. So let's say this. Okay, let's say my first name is John, and my last name is Doe, and my full name equals my first name plus my last name. Here I forgot to add underscore, and then I could tell it to print my full name. And let me make all of these comments. Okay, so here you can see the use of string concatenation as we use all of these plus signs in our code. We're basically using the variables and making it an equation so it can print out this first and last name. So we basically made an equation that the full name equals the first name and the last name, and it'll be able to print out the full name John Doe. And we didn't even tell it to print John Doe. We just told it to print a full name, and to your surprise, it will print out John Doe. And here's a tip: if you want to clear out everything in your terminal, you're gonna say clear, and it'll work. Okay. So let me make these comments. And if you're wondering, if you had a hashtag before any line, it'll turn green into a comment. That means if you run it, it won't work. It basically doesn't affect any code. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic, separate arguments. So, another way to combine strings is by separating them as arguments in the print function. Instead of using the plus sign, you can pass multiple strings as separate arguments, and they will automatically be concatenated. So the best function, the most powerful function, the print function, it can basically do all of the stuff we did before, and we can tell it to print out John Doe, and only one line of code, while in the above it took like 4 to 5 lines of code just to print out John Doe. And if we do it, it'll print out the same thing in just one line of code. So this is obviously better than the one above. So let's move on to the next topic, F strings. So F-strings are a powerful feature introduced in Python 3.6. They allow you to embed expressions inside string literals, making it easy to include variables or perform computations. So, say my name equals Jeff, and my age is 48. Age equals 48. And I could tell it to print my name is name, and I am age years old. Okay, let me make the stuff above into comments. Okay. Okay, so in here we just told it two things, that my name is Jeff and my age is 48. So in the variable, the variables are name and age, and we told in the code, we said that this age equals 48 and name equals Jeff. So it should, in that terminal, it should say my name is Jeff and I'm 48 years old. Let's see. And yep, my name is Jeff and I'm 48 years old. And the next important topic is basic data types. Okay, so now we're going to explore the 4 basic data types in Python, which is integers, floats, strings, and booleans. Okay, so let's first start off with integers. So integers are whole numbers without decimal points. They can be positive or negative, such as 42 or negative 17. In Python, you can perform various operations with integers, including addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So let's say x equals 10, y equals 5, then the result equals x plus y. Then we could tell it to just print the result. So here are our 2 variables, are x and y, and in our code we said that x equals 10, y equals 5, and then we told it the result is going to be x, which is 10, plus y, which is 5, and we told it to print the result. So hopefully, yep, it obviously works. 15, 10 plus 5 works like a charm. Okay, so now let me make this comments into comments first. And also this stuff above. Okay, so now let's move on to floats. So floats, short for floating point numbers, represents real numbers with decimal points. They can be used to represent values like 3.14 or negative 0.5. Floats allow for more precision in calculators that involve decimal values. So let's say we want to solve for area. We can say pi equals 3.14, radius equals 2.15, and now we're giving it the calculation for calculating the area of a circle using floats. So we can do area equals pi times radius and then 2, and then we could tell it to print the area, and it should be able to calculate this into, yep, works great. Okay, so here we basically we just put all the stuff pi radius. We told it what the formula for area is, and then it was able to solve just in 4 lines of code. Okay, now let's move on to strings, the third thing of the 4 basic data types. So, strings are sequences of characters enclosed in single quotes or double quotes. They represent text and are used to store information like names, sentences, or even entire paragraphs. Strings are versatile and can be manipulated in various different ways, such as slicing, concatenation, and formatting. So let's just make a message. And let's just make it the classic hello world message. Hello world. Okay. So, did we make these? Nope. We have to make them comments. Okay. Then we'll tell it length equals len message. Then we'll tell it to print the length. Okay, so the message is hello world, and we just told it what length is, and it should be able to work great. 13. Boom. Works great. Now we can move on to the last topic, which is booleans. Okay, booleans are data types that represent either true or false values. They are often used in conditional statements and logical operations. Booleans are fundamental for decision making and control flow in Python programs. So, let's say it is raining. So we can say is raining equals true. Is sunny equals false, and print is raining, and print is sunny. Okay, so it should just print true and false, because we told it to print is raining, and we said is raining equals true, and we told it to print is sunny, and is sunny is equals false. And yup. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to last but not least, tips and tricks. Okay, so let's cover some tips and tricks to help you work effectively with variables and your data types in Python. Okay, tip 1. Choose meaningful variable names that describe the purpose of content of the variable. This makes your code more readable and easier to understand. And be aware of data types. So the first one basically means, like for our example above, the is raining equals true. Don't do like is wet equals true. Just do is raining if it's raining. Don't do is wet. That just makes it more confusing and harder to read. And tip 2, be aware of data conversion. Python allows you to convert values from one data type to another using built-in functions like int function, the float function, the str function, and the bool function. And tip 3, practice proper data type usage. Make sure to use the appropriate data type for the information you want to store. For example, use integers for counting and floats for decimal values. Don't mix them up. It'll just make it all confusing and it won't work as well. And tip 4, remember that Python is a dynamically typed language, meaning you don't have to declare variable types explicitly. The interpreter infers the data type based on an assigned value. So that basically means don't overdo it. You don't have to overdo it. Like that just means like something could just take like 4 lines of code, but you may be doing it in like 12, and it just like don't overdo it. Try to do the least amount of lines of code for solving one problem. And the greatest tip of all, practice makes perfect. So keep practicing Python, and just don't stop, or else you just like forget stuff. Just keep going, and and congratulations. But just by watching this video, you've learned about variables, string concatenation, separate arguments, f strings, and the 4 basic data types in Python. By understanding these concepts, it'll provide you a solid foundation for your journey as a Python programmer. And remember to keep practicing and experimenting with these concepts to solidify your understanding. And thank you for joining us in this tutorial, and stay tuned for more upcoming Python lessons, and keep having a good time coding.